Today, I want to talk to you about how to plan your website. Whether you're going the DIY route or employing a professional, the key to any successful website is planning. Proceeding on a website design and development project without a well thought out foundation will either lead to failure at worst or at best a project that is frustrating, drawn out and a negative experience for all involved. You need to enter the website design process realizing just that. It's a process. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. With the research, thought, and strategy that goes before any selection of fonts, colors, or templates, the beginning part should be the longest. This foundational piece of work will guide you through the entire website design and development process and help you to stay clear on your goal through the wobbly parts, and ultimately will give your users an enjoyable and engaging experience once you've gone live. Your website is a crucial part of your digital marketing ecosystem. There needs to be an alignment between your brand promise and what your website delivers. For example, I recently came across the website of a very high-end business coach who was making 6- and 7-figure, no exaggeration, income promises, and their website was a dog's breakfast. It was poorly designed, the links didn't work, elements looked very shoddy, and it had a very DIY air about it. Look, I don't have a problem with people DIYing their website. Go right ahead. But do you think I felt confident in investing in their services? If their website had looked professional and aligned with their brand promises, I would have felt much happier making that investment. As it was, I didn't. If you are making premium promises, you need to have a premium website. Otherwise, you will be turning customers off in a major way. And something like 86% of purchases are researched online before that potential customer takes any action at all. So think about the expectation of brand experiences. When you interact with a brand, there is a tacit promise being made. For example, if I'm going out to buy a Mercedes, the anticipation and the expectation is a lot higher than if I'm going to Uncle Roy's dodgy car yard. There needs to be an alignment and cohesion through every element of your brand and how you deliver that brand experience to your customers. So when you're spending hours investing in social media posts and people then land on your website or landing page and it doesn't deliver on that brand promise, we as humans are instinctively put off and it creates mistrust, and you might never see that potential customer again. So bear in mind your website's role in your overall marketing strategy and how your website will support your wider marketing efforts. Marketing's role is to break down the friction in the sales process, and your website can play a major part in creating the know, like, and trust factor, which is crucial for every consultant and coach out there, addressing fears and barriers through simple FAQs, and educating your potential customers on what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. So let's start with some really basic questions. Why do you need a website? What is the purpose of your website and what are you trying to achieve through your website? Is your site designed as info only with an invitation to engage your services? Is your website designed to make a direct purchase? Is it to engage potential clients in your marketing funnel? Or do you need to have specific goals for your website so that you can measure its success and gauge your return on your investment? So once you've set some goals, work out what metrics you will have in place to measure your site's success. Do you want to increase inquiries? Do you want to increase sales? Do you want to decrease the tire kickers and the time wasters? Or do you want to offer product support to reduce phone calls to your office, which can also take up valuable time? There are many reasons to build a website, but you need to be clear on the number one reason for your website before you undertake the development process or brief a designer to do it for you. So there are 3 crucial things you need to be clear on before you start thinking about the fun stuff like fonts, colors, and images. 1, who is your website aimed at? Who is your dream client? 2, how do you want them to feel when they visit your website? And 3, what action do you want them to take when they visit your website? So 1, who is your dream client? I take a human-centric approach to all of my projects. We are all humans selling to other humans. So we need to think of our dream client as humans first. So take the time to get to know your dream client, as well as taking the time to examine why you want to work with these particular people. And I can guarantee you that money is rarely the number one reason you want to work with people. If you haven't downloaded the Dream Client Workbook yet, I've put the link here. So that will help you to define your dream client, their fears, their frustrations, and why you want to work with them. 2, how do you want your dream client to feel when they're on your site? So feelings are often an overlooked element of web design, but a crucial one. So what questions, fears, aspirations does your dream client have when they land on your site? And what is the ultimate outcome they want to achieve? What are their fears around that goal? And what information can you give your dream client so that they feel like they have come to the right place to find the solution to achieve their desired outcome? What information can you give your dream client to allay their fears and to make them feel that you understand them and they feel nurtured? That's the way I approach marketing. Other people approach it other ways, but I very much focus on the caring factor there. I love my clients and I want them to love me back. Number 3, what action do you want your dream client to take? A basic part of web design is including a simple call to action, or CTA per page. So one call to action per page, often several times down the page. What specific action do you want your dream client to take? You need to be specific. Is it to download this workbook? Is it to get in touch with your sales team, to request a quote, to join your mailing list, or to book a call with you directly? So I recommend one call to action per page and be clear about what that action is. So now you've been through some of that foundational work, have a think about how you're going to structure your content. What pages will you need? Each page needs to have a clear headline, a subheading, some body copy, clear imagery that is in line with your brand, and a call to action. Each element makes up a part of the story you're telling on that page and driving your dream client to answer that call to action. That's why it's called a call. Once you've worked out all of that, then you can move on to the fun stuff like the colors of the fonts and imagery. To help you with this process, I've put together a website planner that will help you plan your website for your dream client, and you can download it below. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to the Smart Women of Business podcast. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'm your host, Jane Mackay. To find out more about me, go to www.janemackaycommunications.com.au.